Hi, welcome to Storytime. I'm Miss Teresa, and today we have two very silly stories for you. We have a story all about bears and one that's all about a very interesting trip to the zoo. So let's start with our story about bears, and it's called More Bears. Let's see what happens. More Bears by Ken Nesbitt. Once upon a time, there was a story. This story was a lovely story with absolutely no bears in it. Not a single bear anywhere. Then, one day, more bears! What? Who said that? The author of the story looked around the room, wondering where those voices had come from. Were those the voices of children shouting? Then he went back to writing. He's kind of looking around. I wonder who said more bears. As I was saying, this story had absolutely no bears at all. The author was very certain about this. More bears! The author tried very hard to ignore the children, who thought that the story ought to have, I wonder what they're going to say. More bears! Fine. This story had a bear. It was a cute little baby bear strolling through the book. And there he is, our cute little yellow bear. He was looking for more bears. Now, hold on a second. The author of this story knew exactly how many bears it should have. The author insisted that there should only be more bears. 2 bears. There. Are you happy now? Look at those 2 bears. There was an adorable, cuddly-wuddly little baby bear named Mr. Fluffy, and his mama bear, Stella, who always wore a yellow hat. Now it happened that Stella and Mr. Fluffy, like all bears, were especially fond of more bears. More bears. Of course. The author was just thinking that. The author was thinking that just to keep everybody happy, this story should have a Papa Bear, whose name, by the way, was Captain Picklehead. There he is. He's got his pickle hat on and he's eating a yummy pickle. And there should be a bear named Uncle Sheldon, who was bald and loved to play the ukulele. Look at Uncle Sheldon. It looks like he lives on an island. Now, let's see, where were we? Oh, yes, more bears! Stop that! How many bears do you want this story to have, anyway? Do you really want to hear about Bobcat Sam, the bear who rode a pony? And Admiral Haversham, the English dancing bear? And Excellent Steve, the bear who just wanted to surf? You do? Wow, why didn't you say so? In that case, the author suddenly decided that what this story really needed was, you guessed it, more bears. Yes, more bears. So the author added Astro Bear, who, by the way, was Bulgarian and always kept a hamster in his pocket. And you can see that little hamster, and he has a special spacesuit on just like Astro Bear. Let's see, and the author put in 3 more bears named Lester, Chester, Esther, and Floyd. Wait, that's 4. Oh well, 4 is okay, because after all, this story really needed more bears. It needed a bear named Lucky Eddie, who juggled carrots, a bear named Elbow, who wasn't very smart and always wore his underpants on the outside of his regular pants. And a bear named 123, which even the author thought was a strange name for a bear. And since this probably wasn't enough, the author added even more bears. Wow, look at all of these bears. Let's find out who they are. The author added 6 bears on tiny pink bicycles. Do you see them? Yep, there they are up in the tree riding those bicycles. 2 bears reading a comic book. 1 bear flying across the page in a cape and lederhosen. 3 more bears swinging through the trees on vines. A bear in a yellow submarine. Several bears making cupcakes. And an entire team of firefighting bears running across the page with hoses, ladders, and party balloons. There go those firefighter bears. There were bears hanging from the top of the page, bears sleeping in the corners, and bears standing on top of other bears. There were so many bears in the story that they couldn't all fit on the page. Wow, look at all of those bears, and they're all piled one on top of the other. There's even a bear inside the saxophone. It was crowded, too crowded. So crowded that some bears started pushing other bears off the page and arguing, which made the author grumpy. And when authors get grumpy, they start rewriting, changing the story. In fact, this author was so grumpy, he told the bears to leave. And they did. After all, this was the author's story. Uh-oh, there's our author. He has that green sweater on, and he does not look very happy at all. And if we look at those bears, they're not looking very happy anymore either. So they walked off the page. They rode off the page. They swung, surfed, danced, climbed, ran, and even somersaulted off the page. There go all of our bears. At last, all the bears were gone, and the author smiled. Finally, the author had a story with no bears in it. A lovely story with not a single bear anywhere. Just the way the author wanted. Because you see, the author was quite certain that what this story should have absolutely, more chickens. Oh no, look at that chicken. I have a feeling that author is going to add more chickens. And there's going to be more chaos and craziness, just like with the bears. But for now, that's the end. What a silly story with those bears taking over the author's story. Let's see, we have one more story about a place that Miss Teresa just loves to visit. And it's the zoo. She loves to see all those animals. And this story is called Class 2 at the Zoo. And just looking at this cover, I think that our class that's going to the zoo is in for a big surprise. They better watch out for this guy. The snake looks like he's up to no good. Let's see what happens. Class 2 at the Zoo by Julia Jarman. On the day Class 2 went to the zoo, they saw a koala kissing a kangaroo. Oh my goodness, look at all those koalas with the kangaroo. They saw a giraffe having a laugh. I think that giraffe is eating that man's hat. What they didn't see was the anaconda. There's that anaconda laying on the tree, kind of blending in. They heard teacher say, "We must keep together. Don't wander off and watch the weather." I wonder why they're watching the weather. They saw parrots squabbling in the sky, but they didn't see the anaconda sigh and open one eye to spy on class 2 as they walked through the zoo. Uh-oh, there's our orange snake. He is awake, and it looks like he's thinking about something. He's looking at all those kids. Let's keep reading. Let's see what happens. They saw hippos hopping in the dirt. They saw monkeys eating chocolate dessert. But they didn't see the anaconda ponder and then slide from the water and start to wander after class 2 on their trip through the zoo. Some of them walking 2 by 2. Uh-oh, if we look up, we see that anaconda, that snake, has left its branch and is starting to slither out of its home, and it's headed straight for those kids. Uh-oh, kids, watch out. They spotted cheetahs running a mile. They saw gorillas jumping a stile. But they failed to see that huge reptile. Oh, there he is. Open his jaws and swallow Kyle. Oh no, watch out, Kyle. They didn't see that giant snake make a meal of James and Jake. They didn't see that twisty beast add Diana to his feast. Oh no, that snake is eating all of those kids. What is going to happen? Someone needs to stop this snake. They didn't see that greedy eater gulp down Gertie and Anita. Uh-oh. Now he's going for those 2 girls. And no one seems to be watching except for those 2 penguins who look like they're trying to warn everybody. But I think everyone just thinks they're dancing. Uh-oh. Look at the snake now. It looks like he's going after the teacher. And there he is. It was creeping up on class 2's teacher when Molly's turned and saw the creature. So there's Molly. Let's see if she can warn teacher in time. "Look out!" she cried. But alas, it was too late. Teacher was gone, and so was Kate. Well, most of Kate. So Molly was quick. I see an arm and a leg. He didn't quite get all of Kate. So let's see what Molly does. She grabbed a hold of a sturdy stick. Without a single moment's pause, she stuck it between the monster's jaws. "Come on," she urged the rest of class 2 as she grabs Kate's feet. "To the rescue!" The rest of class 2 all heaved and tugged till Kate popped out like a rubber plug. Then out came teacher and Gertie and Anita and Diana and Jake and James and Kyle, his smile as wide as a crocodile. And then a boy they didn't know. "Thank you," he said. "My name is Joe." Wow, I wonder how long Joe had been in that snake. "Phew," said class 2 as they fled from the zoo. let this be a terrible warning for you. If ever you go on a safari or visit a zoo, keep your eyes open, whatever you do. Watch out for the snake lying low in the lake. And if you see the anaconda open an eye and start to wander, don't even for a second ponder. Run! If you see that snake coming, just run. What a silly story that was. That's all we have for you today. I'm so happy you were able to join us in Storytime. I hope to see you real soon. Bye!